I need you to stop right now doing HIIT cardio. HIIT cardio is the biggest myth in the fitness industry. And if you're doing HIIT cardio, you're doing things suboptimally. Let me explain. So first things first, HIIT cardio is basically doing a high intensity type of work in a short period of time with a set rest right after it. So example, a minute really hard of doing like sprints, and then a minute off of doing that sprint. So like active recovery, kind of walking around, and then a minute goes again and you're doing it again. Tabata workouts are very, very similar to this. So HIIT cardio is not as ideal. Most people do them because of the afterburn that comes with it. Problem is the afterburn is actually a lie. It doesn't really increase your metabolism that much more that you're gonna be burning that many more calories doing it. Because I'm sure at this point, you probably have done HIIT cardio before, and yeah, you're exhausted after, but are you actually leaner? Like think about that. Do you actually seriously sit here and tell me that you've actually gotten leaner doing those sessions? Over time. I'll give you a little time to think about that, but probably not, right? This is why you're watching this video, that you shouldn't be doing it. So the first things first is the afterburn is no bueno, it's a lie. It's kind of like the thing behind it. Second reason why I don't like it is because it's actually very hard. It's not easy at all. Like I just said, HIIT cardio is done at a full, all out like sprint, which is very, very taxing on your nervous system and your recovery abilities. So if you're trying to get as lean as possible and you're driving yourself kind of into this hole of recovery, it's going to be very hard to pull yourself out of it. What you should be doing instead of HIIT cardio is setting a step goal. And hear me out before you say like, whoa, but that can't be. So HIIT cardio, let's say you do HIIT cardio for 20 minutes. It's completely exhausting. But remember, if you use that cadence of a minute on, a minute off, just to say if that's the cadence you use, so it's really 20 minutes of work, but it was really only 10. So the actual work capacity part of it is actually pretty short. But how many calories does sprinting for 10 minutes actually burn? 200-300? Whereas if you go for a walk for 30 minutes, you're probably gonna burn about the same amount, but you're not gonna hamper your recovery abilities. You're gonna actually be able to recover better because that's kind of like active recovery. Plus it's also good for your mental well-being of walking. But setting a step goal is pretty easy. You don't have to psych yourself up to do it. Whereas when you do HIIT cardio, you have to psych yourself up for each one. And I remember when I was doing HIIT cardio to get in shape for a contest, I almost had to take like pre-workout before I did it because I felt like I wasn't gonna get the most out of it. So by setting a step goal, it's a pretty easy way to do it. So you set a step goal, I would say between 10 and 20,000 steps a day, and then you just do whatever you need to hit that. Whether that means walking on a treadmill, walking outside, maybe taking a bike ride, jumping rope, doesn't matter because your body's just gonna see how many calories you burn throughout the whole day in that case, and not just from that cardio activity, the HIIT movement. Instead of investing that hardness into the HIIT cardio, you should be investing the intensity into your weight training, because when you're trying to change your body composition, you want to be able to focus on the weight training element of it because that's what's going to actually change the way your body looks. Like HIIT cardio is good for losing fat, but in addition to losing the fat, you have to be able to retain muscle. And you retain muscle through weight training. So put the intensity into your weight training programs and set a step goal and be way more realistic with it. Like you don't have to hype yourself up to do 20,000 steps a day. You just go for a walk a couple times and you hit it. So you have to be able to do that. So stop doing HIIT cardio, do that instead. If this helped you, just make sure you comment below, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.